The Nikon Z7 III, masterpiece or mistake? Is the most important camera Nikon hasn't released the one that could actually define its future? Or is it slowly becoming a ghost in the machine? Today, we are diving deep into the mystery of the Nikon Z7 III. This isn't just a gear spec sheet. This is a camera walking the razor's edge between being a revolutionary masterpiece and a completely missed opportunity. For months, the silence from Nikon has been deafening. While the Z6 III and the Z8 grabbed the headlines, the high-resolution purists are left wondering, has Nikon forgotten the photographers who built their legacy? The rumor mill surrounding this camera is messy, contradictory, and oddly fascinating. It's a digital puzzle where the pieces don't quite fit. Some leaks suggest a massive leap forward, a sensor in the 60+ megapixel range. We are talking about details so sharp it feels hyperreal, possibly sourced from Sony or a strategic partner like Tower Jazz. Other whispers hint at features that feel almost too ambitious for a stills-focused body. We're hearing talk of internal 8K recording and an autofocus system powered by Nikon's latest EXPEED processing engine that edges dangerously close to flagship territory. But here's the interesting part. What the leaks say almost doesn't matter anymore. What matters is what people want the Z7 III to be. Photographers aren't crying out for another hybrid monster. We have enough of those. The market is flooded with cameras that try to do everything and end up feeling like a compromise. The community is asking for something more focused. They want a tool that prioritizes resolution above every other metric. They want a landscape and studio powerhouse that captures insane detail without trying to double as a cinema rig. There is a growing expectation for Nikon to take the DNA of its high-end lineup, the stabilization, the smart autofocus, the weather sealing, and refine it for a slower, more deliberate shooting experience. Not a faster camera, just a smarter one. However, there is a dark side to this anticipation: skepticism. If Nikon simply repackages existing hardware into a slightly different body, the Z7 III risks becoming redundant before it even hits the shelves. This is the tightrope Nikon is walking. How do you innovate in a world that is obsessed with video speed when your target audience just wants the perfect still image? The delay of the Z7 III isn't an accident or a manufacturing hiccup. It is strategic, calculated, and perhaps unavoidable. From a cold, hard business standpoint, the reasoning is simple. The audience for ultra-high-resolution cameras is a niche. It's smaller compared to the massive army of hybrid shooters, wedding photographers, and content creators. Cameras like the Z6 series appeal to the masses, which makes them the financial priority. If you are Nikon, you put your money where the volume is, but there is a deeper, more complex issue at play here: internal competition. Nikon has created its own worst enemy. The Nikon Z8 is a triumph, but it's a triumph that blurs the lines. It delivers high resolution, incredible speed, and cutting-edge video. It is the everything camera. Now, as rumors of a Z8 sequel begin to surface, the question becomes, how do you release a Z7 III that doesn't get overshadowed by your own flagship? This is where the math gets complicated. If the Z7 III is too similar to the Z8, it becomes irrelevant. If it's too stripped down, it feels like a rip-off. And if it tries to compete directly on specs, it risks cannibalizing the sales of the cameras that make Nikon the most profit. Modern cameras are no longer just boxes with glass. They are computers with lenses. Balancing AI-driven autofocus and massive sensor readouts while maintaining the Z7's identity, clean image quality, low base ISO, and total precision takes time. This delay isn't a sign of neglect. It's a sign that Nikon is having an existential crisis. They are trying to figure out what the Z7 III is supposed to be in a lineup that has evolved far beyond its original purpose. To make this camera matter, Nikon has to do something brave. They have to reject the trends. They have to stop chasing the vlogger and start talking to the photographer again. The Z7 series was never about burst rates or 120 frames per second. It was about the soul of the image: control, detail, and purity. That identity needs to be protected, not diluted. Imagine a camera that pushes beyond 60 megapixels, not for a marketing badge, but for genuine image fidelity. Imagine a refined shooting experience that feels intentional, where every button and dial is designed for the person who spends hours waiting for the perfect light on a mountain range. Nikon Z7 III is the most at-risk camera in their current roadmap. If Nikon tries to make it a Z8 Lite, they will fail. The world doesn't need a slower Z8, the world needs a digital 8x10. Nikon needs to lean into the slow photography movement, make a camera with the best dynamic range in class. A tilt screen designed for vertical landscapes, and a sensor that makes every other camera look soft. If they do that, they don't just sell a camera, they own a category. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your fellow photographers, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on the gear that matters.